Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Stark and I am a product training coordinator at WellnessLiving. This improvement will display asset information during and after booking, as well as show the asset information within the booking confirmation notifications. So to show the functionality of this improvement, I am signed into the client web app as a client whose name is Janet, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Book Now tab, click on the Classes tab, and then I'm going to select a class or a service that I know has assets that are selectable within it. So for the spin class, I'm going to click on select. Then I'm going to navigate down and we're going to locate the one for 3 p.m. and I'm going to click Book Now as the client. And once I do this, you can see the asset layout as the client because I have this set up in the back end where I can, as the client, select whichever bike I want for this particular class. So let's say that maybe I want to sit near the back, right? I don't want to be full up front. We can do that. So I can select 10. We can see that it has 10 marked there as well. And if I wanted to change it, I could click on change and change it as well if I wished. But since I don't, I'm just going to keep it on 10. And then once I have my asset selected, I can go to complete. And we can see that the booking has been successfully completed. Now, what I can do as the client is I can go to my schedule. And then for the month of May, we can see exactly the class that we just booked, right? So for that spin class, we can see that it is here for May 26th at 3 p.m. And then now we can see that there is a column for asset where if we look under it for that particular class, we can see spin bikes number 10. So it's showing me that as the client, I selected spin bike 10 for that particular class. And with that icon, we can click on that and it's going to show me exactly as the client which bike I selected because it will be highlighted here in the blue, which we can see. So a client could go to their upcoming schedule and they could click on it just to see which bike they booked again if they needed any kind of reminder. And aside from that, from this area, the client can click on other bikes, but it's not going to allow them to select any other bike than the one that they had booked initially. So even if I click on, say, number 5, it will be highlighted, but I can't go through and select any other asset. I can just click on hide and it's still going to say number 10, which was my original selection. And as I mentioned at the start of this video, this improvement does also deal with updating the notifications when we're talking about service bookings with assets. So there is going to be a new variable called asset, which is going to be in the notifications for appointments, classes, and events. So it's going to be there and it's going to come up and it's going to actually show the asset that the client had chosen. So going back to what we were just talking about and what I did. So we went through as the client who is Janet. We booked that spin class and we chose number 10 for the spin bike. So now we have a booking confirmation for that class and we can see that in her email. If I click on it, it's going to open up. And if I navigate down right here, it's going to have the asset variable that we can see, and it's going to say number 10 because we selected bike 10. So the client actually gets a confirmation and it shows them exactly what asset they had chosen for that specific service, which is absolutely great to have. Again, it takes the guesswork away from the client where before they could maybe book a service or a class and hey, I chose this asset, but I don't remember exactly which one. Now they can see it very clearly. It shows up in their upcoming schedule and it's going to be in their confirmation email as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hop into Wellness Living in the staff view of things and we can see a couple things there as well. So 1 second. As a staff member, if we go into the schedule, we can see that same spin class that the client booked into. So we can click into it and I can actually click on view attendance list. And then what we'll see is we can see that Janet's booked into the spin class at 3 p.m. And underneath assets, we can see spin bikes and we can see that she selected bike 10 as well from here. Again, what we can also do is look at the notifications very quickly. So if I go to setup and I go to notifications, we can go to client notifications. And again, this is going to affect notifications for appointments, classes, and for events as well. So for classes, let's say go to classes and we can go to class booking confirmation. for the email variable, I can click right now on edit this template. So I can go ahead and do that. And we have all the same functionality that we would before. The only difference now for this improvement is, like I said, we're going to have that variable that's going to say asset. And that's what we saw in the email to Janet saying what asset she actually booked. So we can see that, and we can also see it in our email variables right here as well. And then same thing as before, if we want to take any kind of variable, we can always go here, copy to clipboard, and then insert it where we want within the actual notification itself. And last but not least, from the staff's perspective, in the Elevate Staff app, we can also see which assets a client had chosen for a particular service. So again, using that example with Janet Lamb for the spin class, I can go to the correct date for it, which is going to be May 26th, and I can locate the spin class on the schedule. I can click onto it, and right from here, we can see asset. It's going to say spin bikes, and it says number 10, again, because during the setup, Janet, the client, chose spin bike number 10. So it's showing that here as well, which is great. And furthermore, if we go into the client's profile within the Staff Elevate app, we can go here. We can go to the 3-dot menu, and then we can click on attendance. And then within the upcoming schedule, we can see that same spin class, and it's also going to show you which asset they had chosen, again, for any of the bookable services. In this case, it is the spin class, and it is bike number 10 that Janet had chosen for that particular class. So that is it for this improvement. Again, it does help out clients quite a bit because they're not going to have to remember which asset they had chosen or what asset was assigned to them. It's just going to be right there for them to see in their booking confirmation or upcoming schedule. And then the same thing for staff members as well. Staff members can also see this information, which you had just seen in the Staff Elevate app as well.